welcome to Walking the Virtual Dog. This is the show where we take a step back and then take a detailed look at the IT industry, but through the lens of the IT analyst. Now, to help us make sense of it, we have veteran analyst relations practitioner and my friend, Thomas Ward Lynch, who joins us now. Thomas, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rick.
Now, over the last few shows, you've shared a ton of research with us.
I have.
In a lot of different areas. Help tie it all together for us. Help us make sense of it.
Well, yeah, and we would call this the final word. In other words, let's take a look at all of the research that is cumulative effects in terms of not only looking at things like workstation volume and PC volume worldwide, but also sales volumes for the data centers and the infrastructure, and then taking a look at the adoption of the cloud and how certain technologies for the cloud are being implemented and being integrated into daily operations in IT organizations all over the world. The interesting thing about this, Rick, is as we look at the final word, we have to step back even further. Take a look at the whole picture, the big picture in its entirety. And here's the thing that I see. I've read all of this information, picked up all of these different quotes, looked at all of the summaries of volumes of information. And what I hear is I hear a repeating term, that the drive is toward AI, which is understandable, towards digital transformation. Now, digital transformation is only a piece of the picture. And the invitation to IT leadership is really to step it up a notch, step it up in elevation, past digital transformation to IT modernization. Now, IT modernization is another level, and it's where we all need to be going, not just towards automating and eliminating a call center. We need to work towards customer resolution. And the way to work towards customer resolution is to take a look at a modernization approach. What does that mean to have a modern organization? Let's first take a look at this. Now, last week, Rick, I spent 3 days in intense level 3 technical coursing at IBM in New York City on nothing but IT modernization. And as we walked into that class and had that discussion with people like me from all over the country, I said, I've already got a definition on what IT modernization is. I said, it's the best practices of IT modernization investments successfully position the customer closer to the organization and its ecosystem.
I love that.
So it doesn't just mean, Rick, that we're sitting here figuring out how to get rid of the redundant questions that come into a call center. It means that we're solving problems. It means that we're coming to customer resolution faster. It means we're connected better with our suppliers. It means that we have a better understanding of how we can meet the objectives that have been set for us by our organization to be the best. So let's take a look at the next slide. As we go through the final word, consider this. In IT modernization, it creates a modern organization that engages in continuous improvement, not just for processes, but for the people as well. It creates paths for success. It creates paths for empowerment, and it creates a path for respect for the individual. It handles customer resolutions quickly. Rick, if you'll recall, back during the Super Bowl commercial phase, which was earlier this year, one of them was actually a commercial that showed nothing but hold music as the background music. And it was hold music that every single person who was watching the Super Bowl had heard. Okay? We've got a common problem here, and we need to solve it. We don't need people on hold. We need people to understand that we care because they're buying our products, they're buying our services, and we want them to keep doing so. And that means a resolution is handled quickly. We have an informed and unified workforce. That's what a modern organization has. Informed and unified. What does that mean? It means that not only do they understand the objectives of the company, they also know who to get the job done with. They know their teammates, they know how they can work together, and they've learned how to work together. And the modern organization, Rick, embraces diversity and inclusion. We can only be our best if we reach out for the best. And sometimes that means finding people that have a different background, different education, different training, different experiences, and they come into the organization with a whole fresh new perspective that we need. It can't be an organization of a bunch of old guys. It can't be an organization of a bunch of young people. We need everybody because we need those perspectives and we need those guidances. The IT modernization, as I said, respects the individual, practices transparency with customers and suppliers, continuously making sure that they don't overpromise, because if we overpromise, we underdeliver, and that's a huge dangerous area to go down. And it's competitive and growing. And it wants to grow. A good organization, a modern organization wants to grow. And most of all, the last point, which is what we're all about in this industry, it has an IT infrastructure that thoroughly supports and empowers the organization to get the job done. There's no question this is not an area for cost. This is an area for investment when it comes to IT and information technology and the infrastructure. This is the final word, Rick. So as we look at all of this information, we look at all these reports, let's go above digital transformation. Let's go beyond the discussion of AI for AI's sake and all the ways we can automate process. Let's empower. Let's get creative. Let's move forward. And let's create a modern organization by using modern information technology.
Thomas, I love it. And if you're watching this show and you want more of this, don't worry. Thomas, your newsletter comes out frequently. In fact, next time we're going to talk about all the research you've got in your next edition, right?
Right.
So what do we have to look forward to there? Can you give us any clues?
You know what? I'm going to answer your question with a question. Okay, so who are the coolest business analytics companies in 2023? Who are the coolest database systems companies in 2023? And how can we extract value, true value from data? And how can we retain our best employees in this hybrid work environment that we now all function and work in? Well, the analysts have the answers for us, Rick. So whenever we tune in next time, we'll start diving into their research, their results, and their conclusions to help us along in this process.
All right, you guys don't want to miss it. Join us next time on Walking the Virtual Dog.